The federal government's industrial relations reforms have given employers the power to exploit working Australian children. Young workers are at a disadvantage as they lack the ability to properly negotiate wages and conditions with their employers. Fact: children as young as 14 years old have been pushed onto federal government-approved AWA individual contracts that reduce pay by abolishing or modifying conditions and entitlements. Fact: young workers are vulnerable to exploitation and are often bullied or discriminated against if they refuse to sign an individual contract. Fact: a South Australian report titled Dirt Cheap and Disposable revealed 36% of young workers were pressured to work overtime without pay, 43% were pressured to work while sick, 42% were forced to work through meal breaks, 22% were fired for reasons that they felt were unfair, and 25% were bullied at work. Fact: every month, more than 2,000 young workers are being forced onto AWA individual contracts. Australian workplace agreements encourage child abuse by making it legal for employers to increase their profits through the exploitation of young workers. Fact: there are documented cases of young workers earning as little as $3 per hour. Fact: a recent court case found that 22 young workers at a juice bar in Sydney had been underpaid by as much as 75% after losing their weekend and penalty rates. Fact: many workers in bakeries and fast food outlets have seen their wages fall by up to 25%. Fact: a popular restaurant chain illegally underpaid its employees, and those who suffered injuries such as electric shocks and burns were told not to tell the doctor that they received the injuries at work. Young employees are more likely to sustain serious injuries at work than older employees, but very few make a claim for compensation. Fact: last year nearly 30,000 young Victorians said they experienced a work-related injury or illness, yet only 2,952 lodged a work cover claim. Fact: data from WorkSafe Victoria shows that nearly 3,400 Victorians aged under 25 were admitted to hospital over the past 3 years. Fact: of those young Victorians admitted to hospital, 767 suffered a major cut or open wound, 236 had a limb or fingers amputated, and 105 suffered severe burns. Fact: when young workers are intimidated by their employers, they are reluctant to report workplace hazards, increasing the risk of injury to themselves and others. The workplace relations system. Know where you stand,